If you were to tell me that one of my favorite games this year would be a Resident Evil Sesame Street hybrid, yeah, I know, real original comparison, haha, I would have called you a madman. But after playing My Friendly Neighborhood for myself, I could honestly say that it is a peak survival shooter puzzle game, which honestly blew away my expectations and surprised me with just how much quality was put into this about 7-hour experience. Starting off with the gameplay, this game takes the classic Resident Evil formula and excels at it with its own twists. And when I say classic, I ain't talking about that new gen baby shit that marks objectives and items so that you don't wander around like an idiot. If you forget something, this game will laugh at you as you wander around aimlessly if you happen to miss a key item. Why do I bring this up, you ask? Because it happened to me twice. Bro, I was going through this whole game without a map. Oh my fucking god. As you explore the map of the game, you will encounter some of the most fun puzzles I've ever done in a survival shooter. Even though they weren't too difficult, they always left me with a feeling of satisfaction after finishing them. And I want to show you my favorite one. It's this puzzle where you collect a board piece and then you have to play a board game with one of the cast members with its own rules that you must follow, because if you don't play it properly, there are consequences. I lost 3 times, not gonna lie. The game is also filled with loads of enemies for you to kill, with enough variety to keep you on your toes and consider who to spend your ammo on a little bit. Because there are some differences between the puppets trying to kill you. Leonard is a lot tankier and slower, for example, compared to Junebug, who is the fastest puppet in the game. But she's only the fastest excluding Goblin, whose special ability is depression. Overall though, the enemies aren't too much of a hassle to deal with, because this game has a ton of ammo scattered around the map to keep you well equipped for anything. A matter of fact, by the end of the game, when I was fighting the final boss, it was pretty much a hydrogen bomb versus crying baby fight, even though the difficulty I played on said it would be difficult. I think the real difficulty might be on pro mode, but I haven't done a run on that yet. Furthermore, I am going to have to disappoint you with this topic of bosses, because this game only has 2. One of the only flaws of this game is the fact that it's very short. I personally feel like they should have made the special friends into boss fights, and then our protagonist Gordon could have hit them the good guy speech that he does. But I am no game developer, nor do I know the limitations of this game's budget. Also, something to praise them for greatly would be the voice acting in this game, because you're going to hear the same voice lines a lot of times as you go through room after room after room. But at least in my case, I never really got annoyed at them. Maybe in a room with like 4 of them all talking at the same time, that could be annoying. But I actually enjoyed hearing them talk. Their craziness, like that nigga said, whoa. The voice actors, bravo. Moving on with discussing the story. It isn't any FNAF with all these complicated and intricate moving parts. I'll give you the gist of it. The puppets have risen up in an act of rebellion and hijacked a local TV station to stream their show, which got cancelled. And they send you to take down the broadcast and stop it completely. The most interesting part was, honestly, spoiler warning, when you reach pretty much the end of the game, where you interact with the corrupted versions of the usual enemies, which is probably what most people would be expecting this game to be like. More corrupted enemies all over and less, happy enemies all over, because, why would I be going around killing a bunch of happy people? But it only happens once and leaves you wishing that they would have explored it more and played a bigger role throughout the game. Overall, though, I would honestly recommend this game to anyone who is a fan of the Resident Evil series, or to anyone who is looking for a unique take on the usual themes of a survivor shooter. I hope this game makes the studio a bunch of money because they can deliver some serious quality. Wait, I just looked it up, and you telling me this game was made by 2 niggas? Yo, get these fellas more funding. They are going to do great things in the video game industry.